All right. Good morning, everybody. It should be a good day today. I'm really excited about it. The markets have been pretty amazing. Bitcoin closed great over the weekly candle. Tesla's up 1.55% in pre-market, actually sitting way better than some of the other investments that are out there right now. I think Meta's up 1.44, but really out of the large caps, Tesla's looking the best. It's going to be another great day for a few reasons. One, we'll be getting the Discord up this morning, well, probably this afternoon. And I'll be making a special video about that probably before the market recap. And then we'll have the recap at 3 p.m. So lots going on today. This is kind of a preview of what you're going to be looking at with the store that I've linked to Discord in order to be able to facilitate the creation of all that and trying to get it populated with information. And then I'm going to try to be really active within it. Yeah, happy Monday to everybody today. Let me actually real quickly click my little button over here so I get my restream chat up over here so that I can quickly and easily see all of you and then just make sure that my streams are running on all the different platforms, all the things. I think they are. Just checking. Yep, we're up on X. Sweet. I think we're up on Rumble. Cool. And we're up on YouTube. I love it. All right. So we're up and running and good to go, guys. 69 people already here. That's a pretty good, great way to start off the morning. Let's jump into a few things real quick. So today, 7:30 right now, we just got the Chicago Fed National Activity Index. Let's take a look here. It looks like we were set for a forecast of negative 0.6, consensus of negative 0.2, and we outperformed with 0.12. So again, better than expectations. Should look good for helping the continuation of this rally. I don't know what I just clicked on. Chicago Fed stuff. Okay, get out of that. So that's not a bad look for today. We also, at 8:45, we're going to have S&P Global Composite Manufacturing and Services PMI related information. We'll be going over that. So that's going to be about an hour and 15 minutes from now. Let me just check up with chat here real quick. We got Les Walter says, mine says 91. For what? What's your 91? Per troll on X, what mistake? Albert, I might have missed a few here. Don't forget to press the like button. I agree with Albert. Chris DeSantis, same. Alex Garcia, morning, guys. Millsy David, happy Monday all from holiday in Turkey. Ooh, that sounds fun. Don't want to miss Jesse's session. Thanks for being here, bro. Tings says, can't wait to join the Discord. And Les Walter says, happy Monday. So it looks like I'm reading it in reverse order. I can't read it off my main screen. I needed to read it off in the center, but I didn't start that, so I'm still working on it. CleanSpark up 1.33 today. And MicroStrategy, of course, like we've said numerous times, being the leader at 2.2%. So it looks like if you're invested in the stuff I'm invested in, you're having a pretty good start to the day. Palantir down 1% on the day. Yeah, whatever, it's going to meander. Like we said, a lot of the money is flushed out of that bubble. And I shouldn't say bubble. I love the company, but when the CEO sells a third of $1 billion, it's probably time to take a break. Aziz Kodak might have extra cash today. Buy BITF, Tesla, or half-half. Not a lot of money, so not a big deal. It's really probably a flip of the coin depending upon what you're doing. If you're not getting options, I would say BITF is probably the better play in my opinion, at least short term. And David Chapinda, good afternoon, Jesse, and to all. So yeah, we'll get back to the Chicago Fed stuff a little bit later here. Let's look through things real quick. Let's go through some of these tickers and see how we're doing roughly 57 minutes before the bell opens. Let's go to the stock ticker here, and we'll do pre-market like we normally do because we want to see what's happening now, right? So again, beautiful move by Tesla. Love seeing the deep green. We got Intel up too, it looks like on the day, 3.2%. A few others, maybe, what is it, CrowdStrike, a few others here. Nope, not CrowdStrike. Can't see it through my screen. Going to have to adjust the way I set up some of this. But again, all in all, pretty chill day. Nothing too nuts to report. If we look at the crypto market over the last week, can you guys see a bull run starting? Can you see it? We've got some stuff we're going to be going over this morning too. But I mean, just look at the last week in the top 100 cryptos. There is like 1, 2, 3 red tokens in here. The rest are up double digits, 80%, 40%, 70%. The shit coins that get beat up the most usually pump initially, but you'll find the steady eddies, the strong growers will have momentum along the way. Very exciting times right now, guys. And again, I'm not one of those shit coin trading and out of things kind of people. I was talking to James from Best Answers this morning though about just the markets and how well they're going to do. And we both agree things are getting ready to fly. Um, let's see here real quick. JD from X says, "Good morning. What's up, dude?" Albert again says, Millsy David, where in Turkey are you taking vacation? Just came back from there. Cool, man. I love how international this audience is. It's kick ass. John Mars, good morning. Millsy David, Albert Alanya. That's kind of a beautiful name. All right, let's keep rolling though. We got a lot to look at today. So we'll look at fear and greed. How are we starting off in some of these? And then we'll jump into other tickers too, and it mostly in regard to commodities and other indicators that could let us know where the market's headed. We're a little bit in greed, nothing too crazy, still 63. That should update throughout the day. And if we don't go up a decent amount, it should moderate. It looks like on the fear and greed in crypto, we're finally getting up there to neutral at 50. That's a good thing to see. How are we doing on the CME Fed watch? Let's look over here. I'm going to try and be as fluid as I can with things today, too, guys. It looks like one cut, 51%, 49% for two on November 7th. That is not far from today. That is 6 weeks from today. And we've got potential of another 50 bips getting us deep into the low fives on interest rates. That's insane. I was arguing. Well, I wasn't arguing. Somebody laughed at me because they you think interest rates are coming down? And I'm like, I'm sorry, you don't understand that they are. That person's going to be in a world of hurt, guys. Let's look at the layoffs. Anything interesting? Oh, let's see. The top of the list, notable labs in San Francisco Bay. Who could have seen that coming? Car trawler in Dublin in Norway or something. Small amount, don't care. Waterloo, Apply Board, don't care. It looks like a decent amount of these aren't U.S. based. We did get IBM in New York, 918. Again, if you're in a liberal hot zone, you're pretty much getting crushed. Nothing too crazy though, since Microsoft at the 650. We don't know these other numbers, but again, layoffs are not happening in mass, which is a good thing. Let's jump over to the commodities sector and see how things are rolling today. And then we're going to get into some news related events. Lots of positive stuff, I think, going on right now in the news. Let's sort. So we got UK gas and TTF gas and natural gas all up. But at least in Europe, these are near record lows, so none of that matters. And if you sort this by year over year or month over month, I mean, you can see the direction of energy. It hasn't not been up. So that's a good thing. It looks like gasoline hovering around $2. Now, keep in mind, a lot of gas stations charge a lot more than this. But if you compare this to what it was in April when we were at 281, this is nothing. Gas prices have dropped substantially. And really are back at what I would say almost the neckline or the median going back into the early 2000s. So a lot of this stuff looks good. Let's just roll through some other sectors. It looks like we're seeing a crush on gold, steel, platinum, silver, HRC steel. Gold actually flat on the day. I shouldn't say that. But again, silver, a lot of people look at silver as a great multiplier. It's better to be in Bitcoin. We're seeing agricultural commodities again up today. That seems to be a theme. Ag sector seems to be the strongest right now, even though we do see cheese, potatoes, lumber, rubber, orange juice coming down. And if you look at lumber, I mean, lumber isn't a crazy price. Let's just move over here. If you look at lumber compared to where it was when everybody said it was going to keep melting up at $1,500 per 1,000 board feet, now it's down to 500, a roughly 66% drop from that peak in about mid 2021. So some of these, again, have come back down to earth, but others like coffee just continue to scream higher. They must know I drink a lot of it. They're just trying to get back at me. But yeah, we're at prices. I'm just kidding. I know the world doesn't revolve around myself. August 2011. So very steep prices in some areas like coffee. But there are some seasonal factors and just some things that have occurred too that have caused those to go higher. All in all, though, nothing too crazy to report on the commodity side of things, I don't think. Let's keep rocking and rolling. Let's look at the dollar. Let's look at gold. Let's look at oil. Let's look at bonds and see how we're doing. I do think if you look at the dollar here, you can see we're underneath that still. Trying to press up. This is the time, guys. We either break up or we break down. The trend line is either it was this or it tries to go up and then we just roll over like in red. And it could be this. We could bounce up and go up to here and then roll over. That is totally doable. Either way, I'm not really worried about it. I don't think a lot's going to happen. Let me get caught up with chat. Digital Bladica, thank you very much for joining, my friend. I appreciate you. Let's see what else we got in chat though, real quick. Chris John says GNRC. If you could save those until later in the conversation, I usually hit those at about the hour mark. We'll start looking through stocks. I'll tell you guys to throw them all out there. I used to do it earlier, but it just doesn't. The flow is rough, man, and it makes it hard for me to go back, and it just slows things down. So, Albert, Millsy David, awesome. My favorite place for relaxing vacation in Turkey. You were just in Kemer, to switch things up. Cool. I've never been to Turkey. I'd like to go someday. Tomer, do you think PayPal will have a smile price fix to 73 to 74? We'll look at that stuff later. Alex Garcia, how long could we potentially be in greed until we reach a top? Oh gosh, we can stay there for a long time. A long time. BD just received my CleanSpark proxy voter ballot for October 2024 special meeting. So vote on doubling outstanding shares. I think that's what we should be doing. These guys are great at managing the company. Give them the opportunity to do that. Millsy David, Jesse, Sebastian gave you a big shout out on yesterday's video because you have really helped boost his channel. I just like to boost people that work hard and that do a great job and that provide valuable insights. And I think Sebastian Ski is one of those people. And so I'm very proud to have him endorse me in any way, and I'm happy to have helped him if I could. Akash 2000, I voted against CleanSpark. I think that's the wrong decision, man. You got to you don't take a good company that's doing a great job managing their business and that has grown from one of the smallest miners last cycle to potentially the biggest this cycle and then tell them how to do their jobs. I completely disagree with that. X from Tesla, or Tesla Future from X, says greeting from the Netherlands. Awesome. JD, doubling shares means 3x a hash easily. Agreed. Or 3x an exahash for sure. Digital Blade says became a member level starter pack new. Awesome. Austin Tan, thanks Jesse for the insightful Michael Howell video you shared over the weekend. The insane liquidity is going to pump all the stocks and crypto we're invested in. Fire. It is, and I think that's a great video for people to watch. Too many people don't take the time to understand macro drivers of economics around the world and what the key ones are. And global liquidity is definitely at the top of the list. It's why I've made so much money, and I'll be forever indebted to Michael Howell for that. Jared Bell, morning Jesse. I saw the Discord image you tweeted last night, but I can't locate. Oh, it's not up yet. If you read the whole message, it will be up today. I'm trying to populate it. I want it to be active and feel alive right out of the gate. And so I'm trying to populate it with as much information and make the layout as smooth as possible. I've got my wife creating emoticons. So this time, like I envisioned originally, if you're a whale, you'll be a whale. And if you're an alpha, you'll be a wolf. And I don't know. She might have done a sheep, but it's a cool looking sheep for the starter pack. Okay. So, but we're doing a lot of stuff. We're trying to make it tight. I want to make it insightful. I'm trying to be thoughtful on it. I've got a suggestion box right at the top. We'll go more into that into the video I do later today. But we're going to try and make this to where it's really awesome, guys. And again, these are just some of the things that you'll get with it. It'll have members only video. I'll be putting that stuff on there, not just YouTube. YouTube, you could continue to contribute. If you guys could do that, at least the $2 to get it to where we only have members in chat. I think that's really still highly recommended. But I made this affordable. It's only $5 for the starter pack. But members only videos will be in there. Portfolio allocation, I'm going to expand, show crypto, show options versus stock. We're going to make that tighter, but we're only going to do that within the Discord. Access to shared charts, accept all of them. And I'm making different categories under a channel for like stocks and for crypto. They've got their own channels that will have the charts pinned right to the top of them, or at least that's the thesis. And so we're going to have a bunch of those, and then whales and maybe even alphas will be able to create categories under channels to add new stocks. And then I can pin my charts to them. I'm going to try and update them with good targets and show you kind of when I would be, what my plan is, at least initially, for selling out at different levels if I have options plays. We're gonna try and make it really cool. I'm trying to get bots in it that can act like AI and answer your questions or direct you to portions without you having to go through all of it and try and find what you're looking for. We're going to try and make it good. All my trade updates will be there going forward. Indicators, what else? We'll have live chats every once in a while. We're going to have a channel that if I'm on, I'll jump in and I'll say hi and people can jump in and we can have conversations, especially when there's new news events. And then again, any proprietary research. These are just some of the starting things. And then higher packages like Alpha and Whale will get more, and we'll go over that later. So it should be cool. I'm excited about it. Hopefully you guys are too. Let's go to gold. Again, gold not doing too bad today. Thank you to the 222 people that are here. If you could hit the like, it's greatly appreciated. Gold's pretty flat to up, but again, I think that's just going to continue up. Global liquidity is screaming higher, and with that shall go the price of gold and crypto and everything else. And I think since we've already seen gold kind of front run the latest move here, I think you're going to see people roll into the next speculative asset behind gold for de-levering yourself from the current dollar financial system, and that will be Bitcoin. And so I think Bitcoin's next mover, and then you'll see MicroStrategy tag along, and then it'll be Mara, and then it'll be the smaller miners, just like it always works. People dial down the risk curve, up the risk curve, whatever, fuck it, same thing, kind of. Oil, oil, oil is down 0.36%. So again, we're kind of seeing this roll over. Some of the latest polling data guys, like the real polling data shows that Kamala is hurting. So I think if that continues, if that path continues, and we're looking like we're getting a Trump presidency, expect oil to roll over hard. Because when you promise to lower energy prices by 50%, you're going to be taking a lot of margins out of companies in the energy sector. You'll probably be giving them incentives to roll along with that and keep producing. But again, margins and profitability probably will contract. So I think you can expect that. The move index, and then I'll get caught up with chat again. Let's see, a ram horn sheep. It's a pretty cool looking one. She isn't totally done with it yet, but my wife is pretty good at everything she does. Move index, the bond volatility index, is continuing to get crushed. As that gets crushed, we'll see stocks go higher. Love what I'm seeing right now. Before we move on from that, though, I do want to look over at the VIX, which I need to program into my Stream Deck. I need to get another Stream Deck. So VIX up a little bit, but really nothing. If you look over here, guys, largest VIX crush in history, largest impulse in history over the shortest period of time, and then the largest crush in history. And like I said before, and I don't know why, maybe I didn't save it, but this is kind of what I'm expecting over the next year. It's going to be something like this, where we just continue to grind down next year, year and a half, where the dollar continues to grind down and consolidate. And if anything, and then maybe it has its breakout moment again if we have some major issues into 2026 when liquidity starts to die off. Unless we've done good things. If we've done good things, then that doesn't have to happen. People that have like this finite black and white view of what's coming next, I think, are ignorant. You have to look at the fact like these presidential candidates have very different visions of the future, and it's going to land us in a different place a year and a half to 2 years from now. So you have to pay attention to these things, and you have to add all the information and data that come in between now and then, and you have to be okay with your view changing depending upon what that information contains. And so I think it's very important that people think about stuff like that and are willing to change their perspective. Let me see what else we got. I'll real quickly run through chat and get caught up again. Disease code. Let's see. Albert says, do you think BTC will wait for elections to wait for certainty and moon then to price in everything that the candidate? No, I don't think it has to. Either way, Bitcoin is going to have massive amounts of liquidity into it. And that is going to be a driving force because Bitcoin's looking out 6 months from now and saying what is happening. And it believes either way with either candidate that there's going to be money printing. That doesn't have to be true, especially if Kamala won and she didn't get the Senate. Trump will likely get the Senate and the House if he wins. So could take very different paths, but they're gonna root. We've been depressed for a long time. You got to remember we've had a sideways to down chop on Bitcoin for over 6 months, right? Like for Bitcoin itself, it started in March. So yeah, over 6 months now, we've been chopping down and sideways. So just the sheer compression that's occurred here, along with the fact that global liquidity is going higher and higher. If I let me see if I even have it here. Substack, liquidity says it all. Oh, another video. I'll have to watch that. Let me backtrack real quick though. Oh, that's old. That's old. Let's go back here. Let's refresh on Michael Howell. Oh, there we go. That might have been it. This week in global liquidity. I don't like to go into all of his work because I don't like to. I pay for this, and he wants people to pay for it. But if you look here, the week in global liquidity, it just shows a rocket ship to the moon. When we go back to about July, so August, September, we're going up, guys. Liquidity is going up. And Michael Howell from Cross Border Capital, the guy who wrote Capital Wars years ago, he looks at 90 different factors for global liquidity and has the clearest view of it, I think, of anybody on this planet. that's putting their information out there in the research. So no, I think it goes up no matter what. I think that's the path. Disease Codex said, I got a vote RN. Spiros. Good morning. Hey, sir. Hajit, as we become more international, I'm really going to have to get better at these names. Maybe if we do some live chats on Discord, I'll be able to get them better. So I do apologize if I'm butchering your name for now. If we actually have conversations with each other, I'll get better at them. Dustin P11, a ram horn sheep. Abhijit, I live in Keemer. Cool, man. Kamawa, will YouTube also have the members only videos? It should, yeah. Yeah, YouTube should. If you have at least $2, you'll get the YouTube, the members only videos. But you won't get access to all the other stuff, my portfolio allocation. You won't get some of the private research initially. You won't get my trades. You won't get a lot of different things. Because again, I want the Discord to be a community where we can chat with each other, where we can build up our research together, where we can start analyzing stocks, and I can save the charts in there. And if we see things, if one of you sees a news event, you can post it in there. I can get it in real time, and I can make sure that it's conveyed on X as well. And it can give us like first mover advantage. And again, we can build up a nice repository in one location, which is hard to do on X. Without creating just a billion groups that you can't manage right now. But it should have a lot of benefits, and I want that to be the area where we can really collaborate more, and so that's the goal with that. But yeah, YouTube, that's where I'm going to be posting the video from, and I'll make it members only on YouTube, so you'll still get access to it. You just might not get all the collaboration that comes with the Discord. Haywood from Jablomi. What's up, Blomi? Happy Monday. Let's light this candle. I'm ready. All right, Jared Bell, gotcha. By the way, the video is working live on Southwest Wi-Fi. Lower quality, though. They need Starlink. Yeah, I think all of them are going to have Starlink, bro. All the cruise ships, all the airlines. It's inevitable. Albert, oh, wow, awesome. Marius. Hi from Estonia. Ooh, wow, we lost some trading view. That's some epic shit. Let's get it back. Estonia, another cool place, man. I watched this guy about the war in Ukraine. He's Estonian on YouTube. He's pretty badass. He's like this giant of a guy, good looking dude, very cool. That's all I really know of Estonia is that guy, that YouTuber. JD, canceling my music subscription in order to start subscribing to your Discord. I think I'll get more value from my buck. I do agree with that, but I'm biased. Akash 2000, when are you going to load up on TMF? It's down over 10% in 1 week. TMF is a 3x multiplier with theta decay. I've talked about this in my other videos, but I'm not really interested in TMF until at least probably 6 months from now. That's when I'm interested in that. I will probably dial into TLT as a cash-like position before I dial into TMF. And then if things are getting more overextended in regular markets, because again, we know if you watch that video that I posted from Michael Howell over the weekend, it talks about how the Treasury is and the Fed are working to control the long end of the curve, which is TLT, right? The 20-year bonds. When they say long end of the curve, they're talking about long-dated bonds. And then they'll talk about like tips, or they'll talk about treasuries. I'm not getting into tips right now. They'll talk about treasuries that are shorter dated as well. And they're issuing shorter dated treasuries so that they can and drying out longer dated equities so that they can keep that market from falling apart and having yields go really high. So I don't see TLT getting weird. It's probably going to do a really good job as acting like a cash position, and it might have upside. But TMF is a 3x multiplier, so it's rebalancing every day, eating away at the value of what you're holding. You only want to start dialing into that until when you really think that we're getting ready to rip higher in bonds. And I don't think that's happening anytime soon. So if I touched anything, it would be TLT that I would be dialing into. It won't be TMF, just to be clear. All right. Love to see the VIX crashing. Oh, VIX Crush Digital Blade is such a beautiful thing. Jason St. John, Jesse, why do you always look like you just climbed out of your tree stand? I don't have a tree stand, but I did climb out of my pajamas. So there's that. JD, and I don't know what else you mean by that. JD, 'tis the look of a patriot. Yes, exactly. I should be wearing a patriotic outfit. Cooper, good morning, A-team. What's up? Austin Tan, Jesse, do you think 10 out of 10 will be a sell the news event? Depends on how high we go. If Tesla goes up really high, it will be a sell the news event. Right now, we're just getting our back test on, and it looks like we're going to successfully have back tested a 2.5 year resistance line. And so if we could do that, this is our second attempt. You got to realize we're almost forming like what could be considered a cup and handle. Most likely we get to like 269, we find resistance. I think that happens by 1010. And if that happens by 1010, like let's say we stop at 269, that's probably my target. This is one of the things I was talking about with James and from Invest Answers this morning. He said he was sandbagging because he was only shooting for like 250 or something like that for his target. I think that this 269 level up here, we already filled that daily gap over here from July. I think we get up to like this upper 260 range, and then it would be perfect to dip down, or maybe 260, whatever, to dip down and then form our handle and then take off. And then the measured move on that move, if we look over here, if the measured move on this cup and handle, let's say this thing goes to about here, maybe a little less, and then let's say our handle ends right about here, roughly like this, then we would have, again, cup, handle, measured move, getting us real close to this next fib line around the 385, 390 range. And I think that could happen as early as the first part of next year. So I'm very optimistic on Tesla. But yeah, it could be a sell the news event. If we get to 269 or by some means even higher, maybe we get to the 290s or something, then I would expect there to be a sell the news event before establishing a base and then going higher. Hopefully that answers your question. Haywood says, my favorite blow me here says, any take on avoiding the government shutdown? It could happen. Some of the Republicans, I forget his name. Oh God, who is the head? Anyway, whatever. They're looking to pass some bills that don't have the SAVE Act in it. I don't know if that's the right decision. Yeah, I don't know. I've got to watch more. I've got to watch more of the congressional debates in regard to this. I haven't been paying as much attention. I've been very much into the financial markets and then trying to expand the channel, multi-streaming, Discord, all this other shit. So I'll try and get back in that and get a better idea of what's happening before 10/1 because we only have about a week. Susan, you're such a sweetie. Appreciate you. Tesla looking for group. Yeah, it's definitely looking for group, man. Patience is going to pay off. For people that haven't seen it, I've got the 4 phases of Tesla consolidation. You should watch that video. It's insightful, I think, for where we're headed next. Alex Garcia says you got a member for the Discord right here. Awesome, Alex. Thank you for your patronage, man. Jax, I heard United just signed a contract with Starlink to equip. Yep, they did too. Millsy David, they all will. Millsy David K, Spiros. No worries. I'll get it, man. I'll get it eventually. You join the Discord. I'll get your name right. We'll have a conversation. SK, a Discord chat only for you will be streaming there will as long with YouTube, X, and Rumble. No. So I'll still be streaming YouTube videos. That's still going to happen no matter what, okay? I'll only take stock requests here eventually, though, since I don't have a subscription service with X. I'll probably only take stock requests eventually, and I can't get chat to work for Rumble yet. I'll take that from YouTube only, from members that pay at least $2. Okay. And then we'll have the Discord will provide all these other things, which will be a lot more. And I hope, especially with the community, if we get it live and active and we're all working together and it's not just the me show, I think that the community will be much more valuable. And if that happens down the road, I'll probably give like week trials or something for people to check it out and get a feel for it. But I want to make it into something strong, and we'll go from there. But I'm going to be very active in it, especially initially to try and drive the community. And then my wife, she will be admin wife. She will be in there too, helping out and helping moderate and helping build it out and helping with the suggestion box and a bunch of other stuff. Until she gets tired of it and wants somebody else to do it, and then she just manages the process. All right. Chicken Bro. Morning, Jesse. Morning, dude. Christian, thoughts on Clean Spark? It's exciting and it's getting ready to explode higher. I won't go right into it right now, but again, I've said this before. I think we're going to hit the 32 plus range on Clean Spark. And if you look at where it is right now, we're going to see a 250% increase. And I think that could happen by the end of this year. So I'm very bullish on it. SoFly, Motley Fool mention. Interesting. And I get an actual link in X. See, I can't do that stuff in YouTube, which sucks. Prediction, this will be the next stock to follow Palantir's path. Cool, man. I'm gonna have to take that and post that out to people. Um, that's exciting. I actually I agree with this. I agree with this. I posted the same thing a long time ago. A long time ago. I was way early. It was when I was selling out of Palantir. But I agree with this, and I'll show you kind of how I agree with this. And when you look back at the path, I could see how I was wrong. But that's how it works sometimes. Let me see here. It's in here somewhere. Give me a second. I'll find it. It won't take long. Oh, that's my dad. All right, let me see. Right here. Yeah, so I agree with you. It's a longer path, but if you look here at Palantir and SoFi, you can see how it's a very similar construct. I thought it was like perfectly similar, and it wasn't. It just had a delayed path. But if you look, I was 100% right on SoFi. I told people to buy it down here. I sold it here, made $600,000, and then it just grinded this way. But if you held on to those options, you would have been fucked. You would have lost a lot of your return. But again, I 100% agree with that, and it turned out really good for me. I made a whole thesis about it. I should probably repost it with more relevant data from today. But you can see where, you can see where I have the targets for it. I made actually a lot of money on the initial push, but I wrote a whole thesis. I used to put a lot more effort into these things. Now I just have the trust me, bro. I need to do more, but it's just hard to do everything, guys. It's hard to do everything, you know. You can't be everything for everybody all the time. I've got a life too that I'm trying to manage as well. So it's hard to be everything. But yeah, I'll dig into that article more, and I'll probably repost that in a second. And thank you for sharing that, Satis Waris. Like a dinosaur. I like it. Susan, you okay? That was you. Thank you very much again for the $20 super chat. I really do appreciate it, Susan. Everything that helps the channel is going to make us grow more, and then eventually I can get more clear and concise edited videos that somebody else does all the work for, and I don't have to. So I appreciate that. MKAK, good morning. Tezos, it will be a good idea to sell some calls at these levels. Which ones are we talking about, Tezos? And I don't know about selling. Are you talking about covered calls? Or are you talking about selling calls that you've owned that you're long on? Very different things. Let me know. Austin Tan, hey Jesse, is the Discord ready? It will be today. It will be today. JD, will I be able to ask for stock requests on Discord at all? Not maybe. No, yeah, I got to think about. So here's the deal. Every stock that I look up for you guys, I will put inside a category within the stocks channel. And then I'll save a chart, and then we'll try and update that. That will be shared and accessible to you. Any research you or I do in regard to that stock will be quickly accessible. And then in the market recap and the market opens, you can ask about that stock, and I will pull it up in the Discord. And we'll have a lot better fundamental information, as well as everything in one place. And you won't need me for it. You'll be able to look at it yourself too, and then I can just give input in these sessions. That's what I'm thinking. But again, we're going to have a suggestion box and everything else. J Code, thank you for joining and becoming a member. Becoming a member on here allows you guys to be able to ask for stocks in chat and have me pull up the financials and talk about fundamentals and whatever else. Disease Kodak, maybe I should buy MicroStrategy instead of BITF with this cash, then roll it into BITF. You could do that. It's up to you, man. There's also MSTX. I think MicroStrategy is getting ready to fly, so I don't think you're going to lose. All these are going to do well. Disease Kodak, just think about tax obligations, guys. It's very important. You don't want to ignore taxes. Taxes mean a lot. They have great impact on your portfolio. All right, let's look over here. Let's see how we're doing again. We're going to keep rolling along, but I do want to just glance real quickly at the stock heat map and see how it's sitting for this morning. We are about 27 minutes until the open, guys, and we do have more data coming out shortly after that. Tesla up 2% now. We're going to make a stupid amount of money on that. I've got well over $1 million in calls. For the people that are here, they know that. We'll probably look at some of that later if we're still up and running. By 9:30 by the time those start to settle, because I am curious. It looks like I got over 15, 20 grand I need to spend somewhere too. Or maybe I'll just keep that and throw it in TLT. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm very excited. And it looks like, what else we got? Tesla cover calls close to $300. That might not be a bad idea. I wouldn't get in front of this train, but you could do all right for a period of time with that move, Tezos. Austin Tan, hey Jesse, in the Discord ready? Is the Discord ready? Want to join now? You'll get to today, bro. You'll get to today. Oh, and if you join, guys, do it on desktop. Don't do it on mobile. Especially 2/3 of you are on iOS. There is a 30% fee that Apple charges for software subscriptions through iOS. So I get royally fucked. So I'll give you a desktop link. Do it through that. And here's the crazy thing. Because of you guys, I was able to set up Discord with something called Whoop, WAP. I don't know, man. Whatever these names are nowadays. But I get 97% of the subscription fee now. And if you guys don't sign up on iOS and you do it on the desktop, instead of like with YouTube and iOS and the way things work now, potentially having 55 to 65, 70% of the revenue taken from me, I'll get almost all of it. So it should be, it's a much better way to contribute to the channel for sure. Needs 55 morning, guys. Happy Monday. Bitcoin's looking good. Yeah, I'm excited. The whole thing, everything's looking good, guys. We're going to make a lot of money. I mean, fucking, what is it? Alibaba is looking good. That tells you a lot about the course we're going to be taking in the near future. Ashraf, good morning, Jesse. Do you see Mara following the same path as CleanSpark by the end of the year with a 250% return? No, it won't do as well, but it should do pretty good. It'll be a little less. It's a much bigger market cap. Not much bigger, but it's a bigger market cap. And I think the narrative is going to be stronger for CleanSpark and companies like Iron. Even though I have concerns about Iron, and it sounds like Sebastian Ski does too. So I'm glad to know we're on the same page and I'm not on an island by myself. Nikki, morning fam, Jayco. Hey Jesse, why did you block me on X? I don't know. If you said something stupid, I'd do it. But if you give me your handle, I will unblock you. Sometimes I do it on accident too. If for some reason I want to hide a comment because I don't think it's relative to relevant relative to a topic, if you click the wrong button, you block somebody and then you can't easily find them again on the block list. So it could be that, or you're being a dick. But if you weren't being a dick, Jayco, it's probably that. Raghu, hey Jesse, so yeah, give me your handle and I'll fix it right now. Should I have both YouTube and Discord subscriptions, or you prefer? So here's the thing: if you wanna save money, then get the starter pack new on YouTube. That way you can still chat with me, and or use X. The more money that comes in, the quicker the channel is going to grow. But if you want to save money, you could be on X. You won't be able to ask for stock requests on X, but you could chat. That's probably the cheapest way. And then I recommend people support me on Discord because that's where we get the most of the money for the channel. And I don't want to be platform dependent. If I'm streaming to Rumble, X, I'm thinking about Facebook Live and YouTube, then I don't have to worry about just one source taking me down or stealing all my money. And I really do want to support X more, but like the TV app still sucks. I was trying to use it last night. Oh, it just sucks. It's going to get better, I have no doubt, but it's just not baked. Raghu, hey Jesse. So should I have both YouTube and Discord subscriptions, or you prefer having just Discord? Again, is the big one. You can get the cheapest YouTube if you want to be able to ask for stocks. Otherwise, you could use X and just chat with us. That's the way it'll work. Stock Trader Max, hey Jesse. I'm curious as to whether you have voted or are against the 300 million. Oh, I'm totally for it. I think, yeah. Hey, Stock Trader Max, he's a good dude. Follow this guy too on X, guys. But yeah, I'm totally for it because this company, I've watched them from being. So last cycle, I made like 100x or something. I think it was less. Yeah, off of Mara, Riot, like both of these companies. And I can't say I made that with all of my portfolio because I dial out quicker. But I made a lot of money last cycle off of CleanSpark and Mara, or I'm sorry, Riot and Mara. And I started to get interested in CleanSpark, but it was just a baby back then. I have watched them manage their business so fucking well over that period of time. And now potentially this cycle, they could be the largest by hash rate Bitcoin miner publicly traded on Earth. So I very much support whatever they want to do. I think that they're doing a great job. If their management stops doing the things that I believe they should be doing, then I won't want them to dilute shares. But right now, as their Bitcoin stack grows, as their hash rate grows, and they become one of the most competitive, if not the most competitive, Bitcoin miner on Earth, publicly traded, I want to assist them in whatever direction they want to pursue. I think that's how you invest. It would be like Elon Musk crushing it with Tesla and then being like, oh, hey guys, vote against Elon Musk. He wants to dilute the shareholder value, even though he's proven his track record like 95% of the time, 99% of the time. Don't do what he wants to do because it means we'll lose value in our shares. If that value means generating a ton more Bitcoin, then I don't care. I want them to crush the competition and be the top Bitcoin miner on Earth. JD, I was also wondering if we can just have the Discord by itself instead of YouTube Plus or a Discord membership. Yeah, plus a Discord. Yeah, you could do again. You could do the $2. I mean, it's not a lot of money, guys. It's $5 for the starter pack on Discord. You're gonna get extra bells and whistles for alpha and whales on Discord, and then it's $2 at the bare minimum on YouTube. So I don't think that's a crazy amount of money. But if you wanted to save more, you wouldn't be able to pick stocks on. You wouldn't be able to request stocks, but you could do X and then we can chat, but I won't be doing stocks off of it. So if $5 is your max, then just the Discord. If you can do $7, then and you get YouTube with the chat and everything. Hey Max, he's definitely for it. He talked about it a few minutes ago. Steve, thoughts on Palantir? Your price prediction by mid 2025? Sideways. Sideways. I love Palantir. I think it's a great company, and I think it's going to be a great hedge against war. But I think sideways. Pulse Capital. Too bad IBIT doesn't have leap options. Yeah, they probably will. JD, CleanSpark is also well known for last cycle of DCAing out and timing the prop. Yeah, I didn't even mention that, JD, but that's a really good point. They did a great job selling near the top. I think they were in the 50s, and maybe even got some near the 60s. They probably timed it better than I did because I wasn't ready to capitulate after the Fed started raising rates. I should have known it was game over, but I was too hard in my thinking at the time. That's something we're not going to do this time around. So many good indicators. I made a video about that just with a few of them, like 5 of them, that showed that we were at the top last cycle. Stock Trader Max, thank you. I like and agree with your opinion, and thanks for another shout out. No problem, dude. Happy to support great people. Ashraf, I've watched the Options 101, but still hesitant to place Tesla calls because I see there are details that can be missed that screw the investor. I mean, politically, there could be things that screw them. And again, but the calls I'm in are really great ones. But here's the thing, though. Guys. You do need to think about something, okay? So you should be hesitant. You should be hesitant with options, especially if you've never done it before. Secondly, I've already made a shit ton off of these. I already cashed out a ton of money, and I'm up 83% on them, okay? So you might not do as well. The positioning now isn't as good as it was back then. If you would have listened to me back then, there were people that did better than this because I was DCAing at much earlier levels. So there's people that are up way more than 83%. And these calls can play out between now and June of 2026, which gives me like at least 16, 17 months. I mean, it gives me a ton of time for this stuff over that for these to play out and to get to 330. So I'm going to make shit tons of money off of this. I've already cashed out almost over 350, almost 400,000 now because I dialed out a little bit. I sold like a contract or two this week as well, or the end of last week. So yeah, you should be cautious, man. You should totally be cautious. Options are dangerous. They're incredibly dangerous. Anybody telling you they're not is lying to you. Anybody who bought PayPal 2025 leaps with me can see how dangerous they are because I lost $350,000 on them. Well, I shouldn't say that. I lost $320,000. They're actually making a comeback. If I get to a 50% loss on this, it's going to be fucking insane. Peter, €5. Is that a euro? I don't even know, but thank you either way. I appreciate you, especially not even asking for anything. But yeah, so you should fear options, guys. If you don't have a healthy fear against options and you're not really trying to do a good job of giving yourself extra time with them and you're doing shorter dated ones and you've got a short dated trader mindset in you, I think it's dangerous, especially with options. Will you post the Discord link on X? Oh yeah, definitely. I'll even be making a YouTube video about it later today, guys. That'll walk through what it looks like, and that will show you. Should be able to show you the sign up screen and how it works. And yeah, we'll be doing all that. Alexander Hine, yep, okay. 2 a.m. Is UVIX a good hedge into October? Let's look at that a little bit later. I still need to roll through stuff, get through news. Chris John, I'm about 10 minutes behind, but would you sell PayPal to buy SoFi? No, not calls. But I do like SoFi. I like them both. But the asymmetric opportunity right now with options is PayPal. at least based upon where I bought. Oh, that is euros. Oh, that's cool. Restream actually shows the currency, so I don't know the euro symbol off the top of my head. That's really cool. Emin Hoddle, so excited for the Discord. This community is the best. I'm going to try and make it the best. I will need your guys' help with that. I'm not an island. 2-year bond. Let's keep rolling. So 2-year bond looks like it's ready to roll over again. Again, my expectations are that this thing gets down into the upper twos in the next couple of quarters. That's kind of my thought process. Might not happen if we have a really good market. The stock market's flying. This could take longer. It could do something like this. And it could trade up for a while. It could do another one of these where it's like a bear flag, but maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe it doesn't start breaking down until the beginning of next year, or maybe even spring. That could happen. We could do something like this and then break down. That is very possible. I'm just going to save this real quick. Let's look at the inversion. Are we going up again? Are we uninverting some more? We are. Looking steady, but again, I think this will end up topping and chopping. Let's see how the yen, the dollar is underperforming the yen today. Nothing crazy, though. That's good. It keeps us away from that Japanese carry trade unwinding. Chinese yuan is the dollar is strengthening against it. So again, maybe we have something like this before we really see the Chinese yuan just get, the dollar just destroy it. I still think that's happening. I've got this set for about January of 2026, where the dollar just decimates the yuan and starts to bleed it out. I still think that's very, very much occurring. The ruble, the dollar is gaining against the ruble, which means more pressure on Russia in this war. I do think that what Trump said about having the war done in a day, I think a day is an exaggeration, but I think he could have a plan within months of being elected to end that war, and that would be good. It would take another fiscal issue that we have, which is the hundreds of billions of dollars we're spending on the war and looking to spend on the war, to escalate a situation which could get us near a nuclear apocalypse, and that could go away. And I think I think Ukraine did a good thing by capturing additional territory in Russia. But I think that war does need to come to an end. I think they'll both have bargaining chips, and I think Trump can make them work together. Put call ratio, everybody. Remember how people were they were starting to get more puts, getting insurance? Nobody fucking believes in the puts. And that's what I've drawn here, right? I've drawn this where we could just chop down between now and early 2026. And I think that's going to end up being 100% right. Let me just make sure. I think I didn't save. Nope, I saved all of them. Good. Trying to get better at saving these so they're updated. These will all these charts that I show guys are going to be in the Discord. And I might have them under their specific territories. I might have one for like indices. I might have one for currencies, bonds, stock, Bitcoin, crypto. That's probably going to be the breakdown. And then I'll have charts in their subsections so that you can see that stuff in one place and you can see my targets and everything. It should be cool. Anders says, do you know what MicroStrategy means when they refer to Bitcoin yield? I don't, it depends on the video, man. You can use yield in a number of different ways. Essentially, he could be talking about borrowing out Bitcoin and generating yield on it. But at the same time, when they take out cheap debt, he could mean it in a different way. I'd have to see the video to really know for sure. If somebody's on X and has a link, I would look at it later and then be able to tell you with a surety. But he could also mean borrowing at like 0.5% interest and then buying Bitcoin, which generates a certain amount of yearly return. I mean, you could kind of use that term in both situations. Steve, I know you're a big fan of PayPal. Your price prediction by mid-2025. I think it's going to be above the 100s range. I think it's going to be above the 100s. Ariel, hey, thank you for joining, my friend. Appreciate you. As Shelly says, as a beginner options trader a few years ago, I lost a lot of money and haven't traded options since. Can you, anyone reference a good tutorial to watch? Yes, mine. Can I include that? Let me just real quickly. That would actually be really cool if I could do that right now. One sec. Let me see if I can do that. I've never tried this before, but I think mine is the best. And I don't just say that because I made it. I couldn't find anything better. That one. Oh, it does. It lets me do that. Cool, dude. Check out that options video, Shelly. I think you'll like it. And again, options are dangerous. Be cautious. Give yourself time. Time is one of the best ways to avoid theta decay and still be able to capture both intrinsic and extrinsic value. But they're dangerous. Start small. Don't put a bunch of money into it. The worst thing a person can do is be short-sighted and try and be, mooning and making all their money in a short period of time. The longer the time horizon you have, the healthier your portfolio will look over time. I can just tell you that. You got to be smart with your money, otherwise you're endangering yourself, and you don't want to do that. I'm sure that your goal is to enrich yourself. It's not to make yourself poor. So while we're running here, guys, I'm gonna pull up the stock heat map index again. Just kind of leave it up while I'm getting caught up in chat because you guys are chatty, chatty, chatty. So we'll look at that, and then the market is opening in 10 minutes. All right, keep going. Tesla future. Have you ever thought about buying into HIMS? I did actually own some HIMS. I think the growth story is good. I think that there's things that could happen that could hurt a lot of companies that sell any kind of medications that, yeah, if Trump gets into presidency and we get RFK Jr., it should be interesting to see how they're impacted. I do think they're a great company. Bring it up a little bit later in this conversation, and we can look at the chart too and the financials and talk about it more. I do think they're a great company. They've done they've done a great job. They've done a great job. I own their products. Everything I buy, I use. So if I buy a stock, it means I'm using it, and I'm trying it out, and I'm trying to see what the user experience is. Ariel became a member. Thank you very much. Anders, did you follow the Solana Breakout Point Conference? I didn't. I probably should have. James from Invest Answers, though, has 2 days, I think, or 2 different recordings where he's summarizing the days. I might watch those in the next day or two. I've got a lot to do, but I might watch those and give my thoughts on it too. But if you're going to watch any videos and you don't and I don't get to it, I would check those out. And I'll definitely be doing that either way. Albert, at first I liked Ukraine capturing territory, but now I'm unsure. Apart from the small bargaining chip, it didn't have any real tactical advantage. It's a bargaining chip. They did it as a bargaining chip. Once they thought Trump might win, they said, we've got to have some chips on the table. If this war is coming to an end, we want to get some of our territory back. And you got to remember too, guys, you need to look at things with a clear lens. I had a Ukrainian flag hanging from my house, so I've seen both sides of it. I watched this war both from Russian footage and Ukrainian footage. I've probably seen over 1,000 hours or more of each, right? And I got to say this. I think that it's time for the war to end. There's too many people dying on both sides. And Ukraine should get some of their territory back again, more than what they have right now. On that same note, though, if you look and you voted, you looked at previous historical voting in Ukraine on the eastern side, like the Odessa range and like a lot of the other eastern side that was previously occupied by Russia from the last invasions. Whether some of that, when it was under Ukrainian control, the areas that were under Ukrainian control, you still had the vast majority of the populations in some of these areas that liked Russia better and liked pro-Russia candidates better. So we know that some of these areas did want to be a part of that brutal war, horrific things. Russia did evil things. I'm sure Ukraine did too. It's how war works, guys. Some people are warmongers, and some of the fighters are disgusting. Even though it's like police officers, 95% of them are good, but some are evil and willing to do horrific things and take advantage of situations. And so I hate war. I think it needs to end. Plus, we need to prepare for the next potential one, and that's with China. All this other stuff is just to confuse the situation. It's a smokescreen. China was hoping that the war with Russia did take 3 days. Then the Israeli, Gaza thing would have happened. And then we would have seen China invading Taiwan. It hasn't worked out that way. And I know all these scenarios so well. I follow war so much, guys, more than anybody should. I've seen very evil things. All right. All right, let's keep going down. Ariel, good morning, Jesse. I'm 28 and have my Roth IRA fully allocated towards MicroStrategy as a sort of ETF. Do you think it's prudent to DCA and just maxi it and hold until retirement? No, I think you should ride the cycle. There will be a top. There's tons of ways for us to know that there's a top, guys. I made a video. I'm probably going to re-release it. I did this last week. I didn't get enough viewership. I made a live, but then I also turned it into one that other people could see, but it was only 1,260. Here's a link to it. This shows you just a number of indicators. I've got a lot more. I'll be including these in the Discord that shows how to time the top. And it's smart to time the top because you should at least, I mean, in my opinion, as a non-financial advisor, read my disclaimer below, I think you should at least take some out so that you don't regret it. And if this is your first cycle, you don't know what you're doing, and you need to understand what you're doing. And you want it, you'll hate writing it down for 2.5 years. Because, or I should say, at least 2 years. You ride down for 2.5 years, and then you have a year and a half of really strong upside. So it's a painful road down, and you'll hate that, and then you're more likely to sell out and not be able to not capture all those gains at higher levels. That's my perception of it over time, and it's got a multiplier too, man. So MicroStrategy runs at a 2 to 3x multiplier, so it will have a crush that will be fucking painful. If Bitcoin goes down 70% this next cycle, or maybe 65%, and you got 2 to 3x leverage, that you'll take a 90% loss. So no, I don't recommend that at all. I think you need to be more savvy about it. And if nothing else, let me be a tour guide. Destin P11, Jesse, would you consider bookmarking your important videos in your video description? That helps me a lot. Yeah. So again, I don't have enough time in the day to be able to monitor the entire world and what's going on and make videos and edit them and manage the Discord and do all this stuff. So I'm trying to get my help from my wife to do that, and or I'm going to have an editor here soon enough that will help with those things, because my goal is to get chapters in there using this Decrypt program, and then get shorter edited videos where I highlight really good things that I think people need to know. I'd like that too. There's a lot of things I want to do. So it's on the list, man. I've definitely thought about it. It's just allocation of time. I think the most important thing is that I understand the direction of markets, and where they're going, and what investments are getting toppy and which ones are oversold. And then the rest of it is in the presentation, and I will get better at it. It's gonna take a while, bro. If you guys could hit the like, that'd be great. Tesla Future, of course, I will bring it up later in the live stream. Thank you for your comments. No problem, Tesla Future. Alvaro, would you say the same if New Mexico and Arizona would want to go back to Mexico and invaded the U.S.? I mean, that's not even a real scenario. It's not even remotely accurate. If Mexico invades the United States, no, I think we should beat them, and we can. The Ukraine needs the United States to spend hundreds of billions of dollars, along with most of Europe. None of the West can afford that. It's not a real scenario, and so I'm not going to play hypotheticals that aren't even remote to a reality. Once Mexico invades the United States, then we can have a conversation about it, Alvaro. But hypotheticals that aren't even close to reality are not something I'm willing to entertain. But no, I'd say we wipe it out, and then maybe we take Mexico if that's the way they want to do it. Now, again, I'm not really saying that, but we have the largest military and most powerful military on Earth, so we could definitely defend ourselves. We have the most defensible place on Earth. We're very lucky to be where we are. All right, Steve, thoughts on IBIT as a safe swing play during the cycle? Good question. I actually will pull that up for just a second to be able to answer it. 1 second here. So, just because I want to show people the visual. Do I even have it in here? I don't have it? Are you serious? All right, whatever. Guess we're adding it now. 1 second here. Don't know why I don't have that one. But again, I can't wait. I can't wait to get all of this content in Discord too, and then be able to draw these things out better. So, IBIT. Let's see how IBIT's doing. And which one is this? iShares, Bitcoin Trust. Volume. Assets under average volume, 24 million. I don't know why I would choose IBIT. I mean, here's the thing. So there's much higher volume. I would take like a Fidelity investment fund, but I wouldn't even buy those until you sell out of your leverage plays. At this part of the cycle, you want to be in clean spark. You want to be in things that are levered to the upside. I will have a Discord server today. Okay, I'll be making a separate video for it to give you guys instructions on how to do it. But yeah, so I wouldn't write it out in here personally. I think that there's much better vehicles. MicroStrategy, if you wanted to lever play it off of that, you could do MSTX. It's got high volume. It's got more than MSTU, which is only 0.25x greater of a multiplier. I would be in CleanSpark. I would be in many other things right now versus IBIT. Now, It is 8:28. We got 1 minute and we're going live, guys. So we're probably going to switch over to that. I do want to roll through a few other things. Digital Blade of Canada says most Ukrainians would vote for Kamala because of the Biden subsidies. Yeah, they would. And again, it's, I mean, I can't argue against that. If my country was Ukraine, I would want whoever I thought was going to help us get our territory back. It's just we in the United States need to make sure that we don't create World War III and have the planet nuked, because they're going into Russia now and they've got long range precision weapons that can hit Moscow. So the threat of escalation 2.5 years ago, these things would have been, people would have said, what the fuck is going on? How are we doing this? And now it's just become commonplace. I think we're slowly walking ourselves into World War III and nuclear apocalypse. And I don't want that. And nobody should want that. And there's way too many people dying in Ukraine and Russia. None of them want to be fighting. You think the Russians want to fight, man? A lot of them, they already took people from prisons. They're taking a bunch of people that are like minorities around the country that live in different regions. Not one's from Moscow, not one's from St. Petersburg. It's a fucking mess, and it's bullshit. And all the people need to live their lives, and it needs to be over. And we don't need to fund it. We don't have the ability to. We're going bankrupt. We're going bankrupt. Albert, same. I follow this war super closely. When I was in Lithuania, military active reserve course, we had a guy return from Ukraine telling stories of war. Can't wait to share it. Man, so many people get blown up. It's so disgusting on all sides. Watching people beg for their life on both sides right before a drone drops a bomb on them and blows their body parts into different places, and you see them slowly dying and realizing that their life is over. It's really sad, and it happens to both of them daily. It's really sad. We shouldn't want war. We should be ready for it. We should be able to destroy the other side and defend liberty, but we shouldn't want it ever, and we should do everything in our power to limit it. We've done enough invading other countries only to defend, invade, only to have it mean nothing. I mean, look at the Taliban. We fought the Taliban. We fought Saddam Hussein. Now look at the Middle East. Does it look safer after trillions and trillions of dollars? Does it look safer? BD, just a suggestion, maybe a Discord channel with links to your educational videos. That's another thing. I'll try and have pertinent educational videos in different categories. Very much a thing that I'm looking to do. I'm going to pull up Bitcoin real quick just to see how things are going since the market is open. Not a bad number. Again, the weekly, guys, we had such a good weekly candle. I think it was the start of what will be our third white soldier. That's why I have it painted right here. I probably need to move it over because right now it's blocking on the weekly time frame. It's blocking the candle action. But this is what I see, guys. I see our third weekly white soldier that will give us a breakout that will send us to the moon. I strongly believe that's happening. So I would be ready for it, guys. Descript. Yeah, that's a big one that I'm going to use. Options, IBIT coming soon. I just don't see why you do options on IBIT. I would rather do MSTX. I think you get probably the same, if not better, multiplier, honestly. Because if MicroStrategy is just a 2x, and then you're using MSTX, which is 1.75, you're theoretically getting 3.5x Bitcoin's performance just with that. So I don't even know why I'd fuck around with the options, honestly. Steve, thank you. JDuff, God, I paid $8 for the internet on my Southwest flight to watch this, and the Wi-Fi is so shitty. Sorry, JDuff. Lowe's94, Jesse, should I sell pure Bitcoin for CleanSpark options if I'm strapped for cash? Not financial advice, of course. I think right now is the time that you apply multipliers. I thought that too a year and a half, almost 2 years ago when I dialed into options for CleanSpark when it was in the dollars. And I made a lot of money. And then I told people for a year and a half not to be in options on Bitcoin-related investments. And now I'm in options for CleanSpark again right now. I do think it's a good deal still. If we just hop over here, it was probably a better deal last week. This hasn't updated yet, but with CleanSpark being up 1%, this could be up 3 or 4% today. But again, you'd still be getting a better entry than mine. Watch the Options 101 video. I posted it already. but make sure that it lines up on the options profit calculator for you. I personally would think about doing that, but also think about taxes. Is this an IRA that we're talking about? I lost the note here. Is this an IRA? If it's an IRA, then you don't have to worry about that stuff till you withdraw. If it's not an IRA and you're doing options on this, then you could be paying short-term capital gains, which can be a lot of money, bro. So just think about things before you do them. Very important to think about taxes. Think about your if you hold it for a year, at least in the United States, it turns into long-term capital gains. And if that's under like $420,000, that's 15%. Actually, a little bit lower than that, because like the first, if you're married and filing jointly, I think like the first almost $100,000, maybe it's 80 or 90, is tax-free if you don't have an income. So oh, let's keep going here. All right, breaking Bitfarms and Riot announced settlement. Ooh, what? See, this is the kind of stuff that's going to be cool, guys. Let's look over here. Let's do some BITF. See what we got for news. Just in, Bitfarms and Riot reach settlement. Appoint Amy Friedman to the board. Bitfarms settles dispute with Riot, its top shareholder. Amy, former investment banker, joins Bitfarms board as part of the agreement. Friedman replaces Andres, aligning with one of the Riot board nominees. Riot holds 20% stake in Bitfarms and has a I think they poison pilled it too. So it'd be hard for them to take control, but it's smart that they work things out. This is probably going to be beneficial to Bitfarms, guys. Let's go ahead. I'm going to jump in here real quick with this. I'm going to see if I can find... I'll come back to this later on. I need to get that. Maybe I'll just put it under Bitcoin for now, and then I'll find Bitfarms later. Do I have I think I have a BITF, but it's so far down here because there's so few news events. Let me do this. If I do Control F, BITF, and then I hit that, will it find it? Oh, no, it's looking in the other screen, though. Whatever. I'll just do Bitcoin. We'll add it later. So, yeah, that's good news. Let's see how Bitfarms is doing real quick. Let's jump over and pull it up over here. I need to add it. I still got Cypher over here. I'll try and get that done. Just so much stuff to do. My list is... every time I check off one thing, I add two. Nothing yet in Bitfarms. Interesting. But it's early. Let's see. Oh, nope. Starting to creep. 0.4, 0.5, 0.75. Boy, that news. You guys weren't fucking around. See, this is the kind of stuff, guys, that I want to see on the Discord. 1% we hit on Bitfarms for a second there. Wolf is flying too. Let's take a look. Let's look at... let's go over here, guys. Let's go to... See how the overall market's doing. Render. Yeah, look at this. Shit coins are flying too, guys. Let me go back over here. Render up 8% today. Near up 8%. Iron up 5%. ETH up 3.75. Tesla up 3%. Whoa. Cypher up 3%. ETH up 2.52. CleanSpark up 2.34. PayPal up 2%. Getting near 80. Mara up 1.74. Hood up 1.7. Even Baba is fucking up here. I didn't see Wolf, though. Let me just go back and go onto the miners. Make sure I have it under my main watch list. Where is miners? And let's go into here. And let's sort by percentage. Wolf up 10%. I must not have that in my other watch list. Weird. I'll have to add it. Is there Wolf news? Do we know? You know what? And Wolf's been pretty beat up, so this probably isn't crazy. But congrats to everybody on Wolf, too. Let me see real quickly if we have Wolf news. Guys, today's going to be a money maker, man. I think I made $300,000-$400,000 last week. Maybe this week's $500,000. It'd be cool. I wouldn't hate it. Let's see. Does Wolf have news? Wolf continues to trend higher in the breakout. Gotta support my man, Steve Urkel, dude. Is he a white dude? Is he culturally appropriating Steve Urkel? Shameful. Bastard. But I do agree with him. So let's give him some love. Love you, bro. All right. Cool, man. Cool. I better save that in my Bitcoin stuff, too. I gotta make folders for these. Let's see. Is there anything? I don't know. I don't know if there's actually any news for this one, guys, but it's rolling. Let's look at... God, there's so much good stuff going on today, guys. We're going to make so much fucking money. Let me pull up the hot stock heat map again. Or let's jump over to Tesla. He's white. Yeah, he is, right? Oh, bastard. Somebody needs to DEI the shit out of Steve Urkel, dude. No, I'm kidding. You know I don't give a fuck about that stuff. I love him. All right, yeah. So we're doing exactly what I said. We back tested. We're flying. I think we continue to fly. I think over the short term, again, I should draw this out just so people know. The people got to know, guys. Let's draw this. Draw this. Black, not black, red. All right, save. That's kind of what I'm expecting. It's kind of like, if you look at it, it's fucking crazy, actually. So this is like left shoulder, head, right shoulder, but that's not even all of it, because this looks like a cup and then like an ugly handle, but it looks like a better handle if you're looking at the weekly or monthly. So the measured move is really like something like this, guys. This is kind of what I'm expecting, and this could play out over a longer period of time, but this is kind of what I'm expecting. Um, Something like this, and I'll maybe do one of these. This is kind of what I'm expecting, something like this. And let me make sure the time frame's right. I gotta go way out here. So again, we could do. This is kind of what I'm seeing here. Is something like this. I don't know exactly how it'll play out. It could have a chop period to down. I'm perfectly okay with that, but this is like the rough idea of what I'm thinking of. I'll probably create different chart types that I put underneath on there in the Discord too. But yeah, so this is doesn't look like a lot, but 140% on Tesla can give me almost 10x that. Can give me like 8x that return, 9x, so I can get a 10x. If we get to 600 on Tesla, I get a 10x my underlying. That's $10 million for the people that aren't good with math. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for just being so on top of things too. It's going to be awesome when we have the Discord and I get a notification right away at Bit Farms and I can post that out. It's going to help my reach, and it's also going to help everybody that's a part of this community. It's just going to be so sweet when we're working together. If we can pull in some other really good, um, you know, media influence. What the fuck am I? Whatever I am. If we can pull in some other good investor, media influencer type people that we can draw communities and merge them, that would be a thing of beauty. I'm really excited for it. All right, so let's keep going here. Let's see. I think we have more economic data. Let's see if we got that yet. Is it 8:45? Nope, we got 3 minutes. So we got a minute. These are grinding. We'll let them grind. We'll let them cook. We'll let them get baked. Let's see if the fear of greed index has changed at all. See if this thing recalced. Nope, still the same. I think it recalcs later in the day. I don't think it does it in real time. I got to figure out the cutoff on that, but that's interesting. So let's go into the news related events real quick, guys. I think we've gotten a pretty good idea of just some of the stuff going on. Let's see if we've got more. And if you guys find any news events, definitely share it, guys. The more we're chatting and communicating, just the better for everybody. So my buddy here, Seth Golden, said, so perfect, 100 mic drop for the 6th time this year and 15th time since 2017. He's like a quant analytic kind of person. That's why he does all this kind of stuff. The SPX has gapped higher by 1% to make an all-time high. Here we go. Every single time the S&P was higher 3 months later, every single time. Should have capped that shit, bro. He's my buddy from Jersey. He's got a Cybertruck too. He let me know that my wiper motor was probably going to break. Mine hasn't actually. But again, just showing he pays for a lot of research with very interesting sites, a lot of money, and he provides a lot of analytics on his own. Really good stuff. Just showing how we're still going up from a quant standpoint. Now, also, JC Peretz said this is defensive rotation. You guys keep telling me about, and it says consumer staples versus the S&P equally weighted. They're establishing new all-time lows. So again, these people that keep saying, "Oh, you better rush towards the doors, guys," have been wrong, and they've been wrong for a very long time, and it's been very costly to them. Fertility. This is coming from Musk. He said global fertility rates have dropped from 5.3 in 1963 to 2.3 in 2021, a decline. It's a huge decline, and it shows you where we still have high fertility, and that's parts of India and a little bit of the Asian continent, and then Africa and parts of South America, but those are dwindling too. This is why we need immigration, guys. If you don't believe in immigration, we need immigration. It shouldn't be illegal immigration, and it should be controlled or we go bankrupt. But if anybody thinks I'm a racist or thinks Elon's a racist, we do believe in immigration. We just don't want to bankrupt our country at the same time and make everybody poor. I threw this in here because this is impactful on what happens with the economy going forward. Ryan Detrick said when the S&P 500 makes a new high in September, like 2024, like now, it appears Q4 does even better. In fact, higher 19 out of 21 times, or 90% of the time, up nearly 5% on average. So what he's saying is the end of this year is going to be amazing. Whether we have that last week dump before Pumptober, people like to call it, or not, we're going to do really well. If you guys could hit the like, it's greatly appreciated. The more you guys get better at doing that, the less I'll ever ask. I'll get it down to one time a video or none, ideally. Seth Golden, from September of 2023 to September of 2024, the S&P 500 has been greater than 30%, has been up greater than 30%. That's a huge number. Historically, when the S&P 500 is greater than 25% over the trailing 12 months or into a rate cut, stocks have never been lower a year later and up close to 20% average. There is no soft landing if there is no landing at all in 2025, and by all accounts, the setup is clear. I 100% endorse and agree with this. My buddy Income Sharks, I remember when he was a baby shark, he had his account stolen. He told me how, too. That was the same time that James got his stolen, and we were talking about it. But he has a little baby shark alt account, and I was trying to help him let people know that the other people were scamming with his account. He's a good dude, though. I love him. He's been very supportive of me since the beginning. Definitely show him love if you haven't. A lot of you are probably already there. He's got a lot of followers, much more than me, but I love this guy. He said the best part about Pumptober is the dump that happens almost every time that convinces everyone it won't happen. If you see the bears celebrate, you bid heavier. I 100% agree with this. Pumptober is very real. If you look over here, just in last year, you can see what a terrible Pumptober. Everybody's like, oh my God, guys, we're going to lose so much money. And again, maybe September isn't the down month. Maybe it's October. It doesn't fucking matter. Actually, it's probably October because we could have a government shutdown. We could have the East Coast freight shut down, which is 50% of freight, inbound freight for the United States. That could cause shipping rate, container costs to go up a lot. That could get a lot of people really scared. Plus, we have the election coming in the first week of November. So you could see maybe an October that goes down, but then look what came afterwards. So these are things that I want you guys to think about. It's very easy to get dismayed. It's very easy to miss the big picture, but think about that. Michael, this is my buddy from Germany. I think he's in Germany. He talks about it a lot. He said, amazing chart. Venezuela used to be wealthier than Poland. Poland introduced capitalism and free market principles. Venezuela followed socialism, what Kamala Harris wants to do right now. And we know that because her dad was a Marxist economist, and she uses slogans from the Communist Party of the United States of America that have been out there for over 10 years. Like not going back, let's move forward together. Those are Communist Party leadership propaganda stuff that you can find on their website. Capitalism makes people healthier. Socialism always ends in bitter poverty and misery. We've got over 100 accounts to that. Over hundreds and hundreds of years of people trying to do the same kind of thing and failing at it, because I won't go into all the details, but just educate yourself, guys. GDP per capita, look at this. So Venezuela rolled over. Poland just shot up like a rocket ship, guys. After the USSR disbanded, Poland has been nothing but up. Isn't that crazy, though, that Venezuela used to be wealthier than them in the early 2000s? And these guys were driving around in Ford F-150s, and now they're broke as fuck. Pretty sad. Seth Golden, are new highs in consumer services a negative thing? Did you not see this coming? Again, follow this guy. It's hard to understand him unless you're good with like quant analytic data and you've been in markets for a while. But you'll learn. You'll learn over time, and I can help translate. But he said, did you not see this coming? And now rates are being lowered. Market knows. Market always knows. U.S. GDP is 60% of services. Hard to get a recession when service sector spending is strong as it is and as it has been. The market is forward discounting mechanism and knows this and expresses it in the price. If you believe near-term recession, consumer services sector does not agree with you, given it is on the verge of new highs. I 100% agree. This is very basic stuff, guys. If you know, you know. But there's always going to be naysayers and people that tell you you're dumb. And Seth has plenty of people that say that to him that don't even know what he's talking about. But again, it's very important to understand where we're headed. I've already said this one before, but I just want to show it again. So this shows the federal fund lowering rates numerous times throughout history and the market going straight up. This is not the popular narrative. You see the market going up, you see the rates going down, you see the market going up, you see the rates going down. Only twice in history, going all the way back to the 60s, has this worked differently, and that is the dot-com bubble, and that is the 2008 great financial crisis. We're in no way like either of those scenarios right now. Could we be there in a year and a half? Yes, but it doesn't fucking matter right now. So educate yourself, understand what's happening, and you will be wealthier for it, guys. I want everybody here to prosper, and you're going to prosper. I'm sorry, is Tesla up 4% already? Holy shit. I'm just going to breathe. Probably up at least $250,000 again today. Wow. It's happening, guys. It's going to happen. We're going to make a ton of money, and just enjoy it, guys. Enjoy it. Why does CleanSpark always dip? It does that until it doesn't, Kevin. It will be plenty higher in the future. Let's look at miners real quick again. There's probably a narrative that people don't understand. I'd say right now the narrative is in HPC. It's high performance computing. That is the narrative that's launching higher right now. You can see it, Wolf, Iron. You can see it, but even CleanSpark is up 2% right now. So I mean, I don't even know. I wouldn't complain about it at all. I think all these things are going up. All of them are going up, guys. They jockey back and forth. That's why the miner comparison video I do on the weekly, I'll probably have to turn that into miner comparison and the crypto media one where we talk about all these things, because I'll get bored just talking about mining, because all of them, you're going to make money on all of them. The only difference is you want it, and you're not even going to hold these things that like you're going to sell these at the top. That's the smart way to be. Let me finish my thought, and then I'll get to that, Austin. But yeah, you'll sell these things at the top anyway. The only thing that really matters is which ones are going to fail. And the ones that are going to fail, you'll find out about that in the next bear market. They'll fail and consolidate, but you won't even own them by then, or you shouldn't if you're smart. So none of it really fucking matters. I know a lot of people, there's people that literally dedicate all their time to mining. And if you're in this group right now, I'm sorry for shitting on it by saying this, but this is my third fucking cycle. None of it matters. They're all going to go up. And then what will matter is in the bear market, you'll see which ones are actually going to really be strong and that are making the right management decisions. And that's when you pick your ones for the next cycle. And the HBC play has been a little bit of a twist on this one. That's cool. But you would have learned that in the bear heading into the bull. And the rest of it doesn't really matter. I'll still talk about news because there will be ones that front run others. And all that means is they do better quicker. And if you own those and you could sell out of them, and again, maybe that's the HPC play this time around, and maybe I'm missing some of that. It's okay. But you could sell out of those, and then you can buy into the other ones that will still also, because all boats are going to rise, guys. They always do. They always do. Let me see here. Maybe PayPal hits 80 today. It's possible, man. Love the Tesla pump. Me too. Let me look over here real quick. Tesla's over 4%, or it was for a second. It looks like it's coming back down. I am going to pull up, nope, not that. Well, let's check out Bitcoin. I am going to pull up, while I'm talking here, I'm going to pull up the stock heat map index. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that and just see how we're doing today. Oh, it's looking pretty. It's looking pretty, guys. This is just a hair delayed, but I pay for like the most premium service to get as quick as possible, so we should still be doing pretty good. Let me keep rolling through here. Gorilla from X says, appreciate you. Notice a huge difference in quality from what you provide compared to other spaces. I'm trying to do that. I've learned a lot over time. I've lost a lot over time from stupidity. And that is a great teacher if you let it. And so I'm hoping that I can pass on a lot of knowledge that was hard fought. Kane, so with the Discord, do we still pay for YouTube too? I've answered that a few times. Yeah, so if you want, you need to at least be a $2 member. On YouTube, if you want to be able to ask for stock requests, if you want to be able to ask about financials. On X, you could just use it for free if you want to participate in chat. I won't be looking up ticker symbols on X, so you got to pay at least $2 on YouTube. For people that have just tons of money, I mean, max out on everything. You're just going to help the channel and help us all grow. But if you want to save money and you don't want to request stocks, you could just do X and just have a chat with us, and then pay for the $5 on for the starter pack group on Discord, and you're gonna get a lot. But if you want to be able to ask about those tickers too, and have me pull them up, look at the financials, look at the technicals, maybe talk about the fundamentals, you'll want to pay that $2 on YouTube too. Does that make sense? So cheapest, really, if you want like a really good package, $5. Next cheapest, if you want to be able to ask for tickers, $7 a month. I don't think that's crazy. And I'm not going to be somebody, I'm not going to be me, Kevin, who's like, here's a, or Jeremy, even though I love Jeremy Lavarbe, I actually really do like him. I'm not going to be like, hey, here's my $100 tier. I don't plan on ever fucking doing that. And if I do that, kick me in the nuts. Steve, thoughts on coin versus MicroStrategy as a proxy BTC play? I like coin, but I don't know, man. I'd probably do MSTX to keep it simple. You get that multiplier to the upside. Maybe you sell out of some of that if it really gets crazy and does well, and then just buy MicroStrategy. Always think about taxes. When I say this stuff, I'm playing this stuff in my IRAs. Excuse me. Everything in my traditional account, guys, I hold for a year. I don't like paying taxes that I don't have to pay, but I do pay my taxes. So definitely make sure you do stuff like that. And also, if you guys don't understand this, if you're in the United States, if you have more than $10,000 on a foreign exchange, like Binance type thing, you're supposed to report that to a body of the government or risk like jail. So there's a lot of things you should understand. We'll probably talk about some of that too for people that are in the U.S. And want to understand more. We'll go into those things as time goes on, but you need to think about taxes. You need to think about making sure that you dot your I's and you cross your T's so that you don't have people coming after you later on. Silas, hello. What's up, buddy? Glad to see you here. Jax, Kane, YouTube will be for stock requests. Yeah. Oh, thank you. You guys are already answering shit. You guys are awesome, man. This is so fucking great. I love it when we're working together and you guys are saving me time. It's just so cool. Heinz, Palantir green now. Oh, is it cool? Let's look at Palantir. Let's take a look. We'll roll through a few different ones here. Palantir. Oh, we have our extra economic data. We should look at that. Yeah. Again, I think Palantir could actually go up 20%, 21%. I think it can go up to like $46. I think it can establish a new high. Maybe it could even blow a little bit. Maybe it could get to 50. My max, maybe $50 on Palantir. So that gives you a 30% move, but I think that's it for the next 6 months to a year. So, and it could do better, but we got a lot of gaps to fill back here, guys. We got a lot of gaps. There's so many gaps. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 gaps underneath of us. There's a chance that we come back to fill those because 90% of gaps fill. Whether that happens in a recession or not, I don't know. Alexander, thank you for joining. I appreciate you very, very much. Let's go back to that economic data and see what we got. So the S&P Global Composite Manufacturing and Services. For composite PMI, we got a 53. It looks like consensus was 54.3. We got a 54.4. Isn't it magically above that? Interesting. Manufacturing 48. We got a 47. So we had a 48 and a 48.5. So manufacturing continuing to weaken. I'm not surprised by that, actually. Services, though. Services still hot. 54 forecast, 55.3 consensus, 55.4 actual. Again, perfectly above it. So services is where the strength is. We already saw our boy Seth Golden from Jersey talking about how services is where it's at. It's 60% of our economy right now, and it is still very strong. I agree with that take. That's where the moneymaker is. You can see this trend line going up. It's a good thing. And then manufacturing, again, if we just look at that, composites kind of both of them, right? It's been painful. But if we elect Trump, he's got exemptions and tax incentives for companies to come back to America. It's one of the reasons I think that Elon Musk has been holding off on Mexico. So this could work out really good for the United States. And if we see services and manufacturing pumping, while China exports deflation from their failing economy, and I've been saying this for over a year and a half, this isn't a new thought process, right? I saw this well in advance, but if China continues to export deflation while Western dollars flee, which has totally happened, China's just a shit show. I got to show you something real quick, guys. There's so many things. I never talk about China because I just got tired of it. Nobody follows it and cares, but it's very impactful. Or they want to bet on like Baba and stupid shit. This person said, at least they will export deflation to the U.S., keeping a lid on inflation. Yes, I agree 100%. I put China's a shit show, but I don't believe this is problematic for U.S. markets for at least a year. Alf was showing this. He said, everybody and their dogs are talking about the Fed, but once again, the real macro action is going on somewhere else. The situation is in China. It keeps getting worse. He said, The Chinese economy keeps imploding from within, and we should pay attention. The property price index for Chinese tier one cities, that's like the Shanghai, Beijing, Shenzhen, and a few others, is it keeps making new lows, and it's now approaching levels last seen in 8 years. China is falling apart. Don't invest in Chinese stocks unless you're a moron. Just don't, guys. Don't. And I'm not saying that to be mean to people. I just don't want people to lose money. At this point, you might ask yourself, well, is it so bad if house prices drop a bit? In standard circumstances, I tell you this isn't a disaster, but for the Chinese people, things are different because 62% of their fucking wealth is in real estate. Ours is 23%. Compare that. So it's devastating to them. It makes it to where they have no money. He goes a lot further into this, guys. I might actually go ahead. If you guys want to read this again, I'm going to go ahead and put it back out there because it's such an impactful article. That's just one. Earthquake in China, banking, over 40,000 employees laid off. That's not a big number, but it's a lot more than that, guys. So India has officially surpassed China in the weighting of the MSCI World Index. India has surpassed China. There's so much. Shahzad says there was a broader pullback in consumer spending across goods and services in August from the China Beige Book. Everything is contracting in China. They're getting ready for a depression, guys. This right here, I posted a while ago. This shows new businesses founded in China. Do you see a problem? Do you see it? Do you see the fucking problem? If you don't see the problem, get a new prescription. Get a new fucking prescription because you're blind as fuck or you're retarded. And if you're retarded, I can't do anything about that. But if we can fix your prescription, there's hope for you. Or if you just listen to me, one or the other. But yeah, this is bad. This is really bad. China's a shit show. Do not invest in China. If you like losing money, put it all in China, guys. Put it all in China. It'll be a really quick trip for you. You can just get rid of all of it, give it to somebody else. You can give it to better capital allocators like myself, and I'll do something with it. We got the Bitfarm news. We got the Wolf. Let's roll down here, and I'll try and get caught up in chat again. Augustin Ortega says, "Hey Jesse, did you see Milei in Wall Street?" Yeah, I know. Javier Milei is speaking with Elon Musk. We also have the Prime Minister of Italy speaking with Musk today too. Musk is the unofficial president of the United States. I don't know if you guys saw, but Biden had to bring his wife to a cabinet meeting to have her run it. So evidently, it was bring your wife to work day, so that because he thought he might die while he was sitting at the table. So that's the condition we're in, and right now, Elon Musk is the president of the United States, but hopefully soon that will be Donald Trump. Nick Hyman, thoughts on Hack, cybersecurity ETF that's in a beautiful cup and handle. We should look at that in a second. Just one sec here. Vane, thank you for joining. Alexander, thank you for joining, if I didn't say it. Peter, Jesse, why CleanSpark stock is up, but 37 July calls are down? 37 is a very high target. It's a very high target, right? What is CleanSpark at? CleanSpark is at $9.20. So I can tell you this. They'll be up at a multiple. And I'm actually, so look here. So mine is actually 2x right now, which is about what it should be. So maybe it was down. Oh, and if you're looking, this is actually a good question that you asked, Peter. So if you're looking at calls in the morning, most likely they haven't settled to what their value is yet. They take a while to settle. They can take a half an hour to an hour in the mornings and at night to really settle down and show you the reflection for what is reality. So right now you can see where CleanSpark is up 2.37%. The calls are up 4.76%. So they're actually really doing well. And I'm up $7,800. I'm still down 24%. I still think they're cheap at this level. But again, I DCA into things when everybody's running away from them because I have a strategy that works out really good. But options, again, like I said earlier, they're fucking dangerous. If you don't believe that, you're an idiot, because I went bankrupt from 2008 from not understanding options, not hedging at all, and not understanding anything about the macro environment I was in. So, so understand options. Don't go balls deep. Be smart with them. But that's something you need to make sure you understand, is that they have a delay. Kane Kozlovsky, sweet, thank you. I'll be in both. Awesome, Kane. Silas, we also should encourage people to get married and have kids. Yes, that's why we're talking about a $5,500 to $6,500 tax credit for children. There should be other incentives too. We want people to have as many kids as possible. We also need immigration too. I think we're a melting pot. We were built from that. It's okay to have immigration. You just can't put 20,000 Haitian migrants in a town of 50,000 fucking people and expect things to go well. You can't be retarded. And again, not a diss against people that are retarded. They're actually probably some of the nicest people I've ever met on earth. Maybe all of us need a little bit of that to be better people. I don't know. All right, Kane, sweet, thank you. Oh no, that was Alexander. Became a member level starter pack. Thank you. Tesla's a good place to keep my BTC gains during the bear. Yes, but I think that TLT could be a good one too. I think that there's inflation, I think there's things to in case we have inflation related issues like tips that can be beneficial. And I think there's going to be hedging opportunities and other investments that will help too. But yes, I think that Tesla is going to be one that you want to have a permanent position in. At least based upon the fact that we're coming out of the cycle. People have to realize this. The cycles for Bitcoin every 4 years, that could change a little bit in the future, but on average every 4 years. The cycle for Tesla could be much longer than that in the future, based upon their product lines and how they're expanding at they're feeding off of each other and they're expanding at an ever-growing multiple. So it's Bitcoin, amazing investment. Depending on the timing, they'll jockey back and forth as far as the best investments. But definitely, like, take your profits. Unless I stack physical Bitcoin every cycle, that I always recommend. But get out of all the multipliers for sure, and lock in some of your gains. And I'll let you guys know when I'm doing the whole way, guys. You know me. You asked about Hood too, Peter. What is the logic behind? Same with Hood. Again, it's probably just that delay. Hood is up 5% for my calls. The stock is up 3%, so it's not quite a 2x. It's a 1.5x today, but it will get better. And I'm up 44% on my second round at this. I already made 500 to 600% off of Hood when it was skyrocketing the earlier in this year. So that was one of the ones that really turned out well, along with, again, in 2023, I did great off of Tesla. I did great off of Palantir. I did great off of Meta. I did great off of Hood, SoFi, Matterport. For round one, I did great off of a lot of those and sold out of a bunch of them and made 600% in 2023. I'm down right now, but I'm only down like 20% for this year, and I do expect to end the year with over 100% in gains. This will be, is it my third year of getting 3 digits worth of gains? I consider that to be pretty good. All right, what else we got? T. Robin from X says, "Hey Jesse, where can you buy MSTX?" You should be able to get it on most exchanges. I can get it right now. I would think that a Robinhood, probably Ally, all those things. It's just a 1.75x versus the underlying. So if you look at MicroStrategy, I think MicroStrategy. Let's just pull that up. I think MicroStrategy from here in the next between now and spring can go to 286 pretty easily. That is a. Let's just see here. That is a 92% gain, and then the MSTX is a 1.75x multiplier. So I think you can get 160, 70% pretty quickly between now and the year. But I do think there's a chance of MicroStrategy getting to 395, and if it did that, then we're talking 165 times 1.75x, so probably 270, maybe 270%, 280% when you take out the theta decay from the nightly rebalancing. So you can get 300% plus, I think, between now and the beginning of the year on MicroStrategy. It's not a bad number, guys. I don't hate it. But I think I can get 500% off of CleanSpark, so whatever. So I like that multiple too. All right, let's keep going. Oh, ZA says really nice numbers coming out of for Trump in Arizona, Georgia, and North Carolina. Yeah, I don't get too political on these, but yeah, I do agree. He's actually doing really good, and I think that will be indicated. Trump's success, as far as what people really believe, will be indicated in the price of oil. If oil keeps dropping, then Kamala's losing. If oil starts to spike, then Kamala's winning, or at least that's the perception of these markets and people that have a lot of money. ZA says, really nice numbers coming out. Oh, that was you. Sorry, bud. Sorry. Kane, good question, Alexander. Vane became a member. Thank you, sir. Tired Gang, this new company drop-off would also happen in the U.S. if unrealized. Oh, we would be fucked. We would be. So first off, I don't think that even if Kamala wins, she can get the Senate, so I don't see unrealized gains getting taxed. But I don't want we're probably pretty fucked if she wins, because what will happen is the corporate tax breaks that Trump had in place will expire and she won't renew them. And she probably won't get the corporate tax increase that she wants, but the expiration alone could be painful. And then at the same time, she wants to raise capital gains to 44%. What the actual fuck? And then the unrealized capital gains, it would cause a Great Depression like the world, like modern times have never seen. We would have maybe 1 billion people across the earth that starve to death or die in war. Maybe 2 billion, 3 billion. So you would see an event. It would be an event like we've never seen before. So let's hope that she doesn't win and that Trump wins, because the path is much better. Bitcoin will go up either way. I always say that. But the difference is, do you want Bitcoin to go to 1 million and it costs you $50 for a cheeseburger? Or do you want Bitcoin to go to 1 million and it costs you $12 for a cheeseburger? I want Bitcoin to go to 1 million where it costs $12 for a cheeseburger. That's just me. You guys do you, but I'll do me. All right, Kamawa, please review Electric Core. Yeah, let's get to some of these guys. Throw out your stock requests. Well, actually, let me make sure I don't have anything else in Bitcoin related. There are others. I'll save some of this though for later. Throw out your stock requests if you have them. We're gonna go ahead and try and finish up here. I'm just gonna glance over at MSTX. So we got. Let's see actually how we're doing across the board. Let's look at miners. Miners are still doing good today. They maybe retraced a little bit, but a lot of them are doing well. They're all in the positive today, guys. It's a beautiful day for miners. Let's look at just my entire portfolio and a few things that I'm watching on the watch list. And let's go ahead and pull them up. Percentage change, again, near double digits now, 11.42%. Render, 10.2%. Iron, 5.6%. ETH, 4%. Tesla, 4.11%. Cypher 3.28. If you're in the stuff I'm in right now, guys, you're getting rich by the minute. MicroStrategy 3, Injective 3, ETH 2.85, CleanSpark 2.78, Marup 2.57, Riot 2.43, Bitfarms 2.25, PayPal 2.21, Meta 2%. My God, just everything. Even Alibaba. Don't buy that shit. Don't fuck around with stupid shit. Everything looks good, guys. Everything is good. Let's start looking up your guys's. I'm going to start with eCore. So if you guys if you had something earlier, please put it out now and throw it in the chat, guys, and we'll start looking through it. And after this is over, if you guys can comment too, that is actually pretty huge. It does help the algo a lot. So if you just come back to videos later on and throw in a comment, it could be a fucking icon. I don't give a shit. Just you could put for the algo. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter. But if you could do that, that'd be great. So eCore, Electrocore, interesting. Good revenue growth, not making money. Don't love that part. Kind of consistently not making money. 2023, they had revenue of 16 million and they lost 18. So they lost a lot more than they had. Last quarter, they had revenue of 6 million and they lost 2.65. We do see progress. That's good. This last year, we've started to see, or half a year, we started to see progress. We've started to see their assets and bonds going up. Operating expenses are flat. Cash flow is starting to tick up. Lots of share dilution, painful share dilution, almost like Bitcoin miner share dilution. So there is no positive PE here. Let's look. They are buying back. So the people that own this stock or that work for this company believe in it because they're buying this stock. Short interest is not high at all. Institutional ownership has had a big increase in 2021, and then it just tapered off. If we look, we can see revenues continuing to grow, and we can see EPS improving. I actually don't hate this as a potential opportunity going forward. This will be one. I'm going to create a channel, guys, that says potential investment opportunities. And for alphas and whales, you're going to have the ability to add a category for a ticker like this. And when you add it, I'm going to ask you to put the name, a dash in the ticker symbol. If you just put a space, it'll do it in Discord. And then space, please review. And we'll look at these and we'll keep an eye on them and kind of keep our favorites on the list. And when there's new news events, you guys will add stuff. If it's your favorite follow, you'll be in charge of adding it so that we can take a look at it. But I like the path. The revenue per employee, beautiful. Look at this. Just a lot of what we're looking at looks really good for this company. Stock-based comp as a percentage of revenue is 7.69. That's high, but look over here, it was 66. Look at this, 178. So historical margins are not good. This is still probably potentially undervalued because of the fact that the operating expenses are higher than the revenue. But at the rate they're moving, I think they'll pass in the next few quarters without even knowing anything about this company. This looks good. Revenue growth, what is it year over year? Revenue growth was 73%. That's a good number. This is something where there could be opportunity here in the future. It's based out of New Jersey. It's a medical devices company. Do you know what they do? Kamawa, can you tell me what they do? Let's see. It's a bioelectronic medicine company focused on enhancing patient outcomes with its non-invasive vagus nerve stimulation therapy, primarily targeting various neurological conditions. That's cool. Its current treatments are aimed at the prevention of acute management, a cluster of headaches and migraines. That's cool. Maybe in the future they get disrupted a little bit or bought out by a company like Neuralink, but it sounds like what they're doing is unique enough. They only have 68 employees and they're growing. Fascinating. All right, I do actually want to look at the chart on this one. Great job. See, some of you guys, like this, again, this doesn't need to be the me show because some of you guys have just really good eyes on what could be potential profitable opportunities in the future. And I think we just take that. Oh, we're still in consolidation, bro. Whoa, very fascinating here, dude. So this company, this is one of those where you didn't want to own it right away because of the risks. You didn't want to own it. But since then, oof, this is a great opportunity in my opinion. Just at a glance, I need to know more fundamentals about this company, dude. If you have more fundamentals, this will be one where I want you to add the ticker, and then I want to talk about it more because this looks interesting as fuck. So we haven't really broke out of the .382. We've tried to get above it, and we haven't. I think we're going to hit it again. Short-term moves, maybe get to $10, $11. That wouldn't be a bad play, would it? If I get a lot of money in something else, I might YOLO into this with a starter pack, maybe 20, 30 grand. Because this is just fascinating. I mean, the mean reversion here, guys, is really around peak volume at $16. That is a hell of a move. Good job on this one, dude. I mean, who knows? Maybe there's some fundamental reasons why they won't hit their targets and other problems that can arise. But if this thing can go up 130% and the options have any kind of multiplier because other people aren't looking at them yet, this could be tight, bro. This could be real tight. God, you guys are great. Jesse, please do Upstart. Not a huge fan of Upstart. I will show it to you. It might have gotten better. Sometimes I confuse a few of these. There's so many tickers that I look at. I think as I do more, I'll get better at it. But here's what I don't like about Upstart, okay? And again, they might be a play with lowering of rates. You could totally say that. You could say that. But I just think there's better companies. I think SoFi is a much better company to be invested in. The number of loans plummeted. This was a really high flyer in 2021. A lot of people probably bought it back then. Transaction volume continues to go down. Conversion rate looks like it got a little better last quarter. Net income is just a money loser. They only had a brief time where they were making money. They lost $54 million in Q2 of 2024 off 127. So I don't know. It's a decent amount of loss. It's a decent amount of loss. It's like 45% of the revenue was lost. And their debt is high. I hope this number gets better. They're still diluting shareholders. So they have no growth. Their estimates tell us that they're going to get a little bit better and that they're going to try and get EPS towards profitability. So the way I would play this is if you have high conviction in this, there is an opportunity for it. I mean, there's 31% short interest. That is just a stupid number as a percent of float. So institutional ownership is ticking up. This could be a play. I'm not going to lie. This could be a play. I just think it could be a play based upon the potential for rebound. In 2021, they were making $1.5 million in revenue per employee. They're down to $382,000. So if lower rates can help facilitate their business and they can increase their margins substantially, then this could be an opportunity. I don't know if I believe in it, but let's look at the ticker real quick too. I just think there's potentially other better plays, but could I be wrong and look like a horse's ass? Totally. There's just so many between Bitcoin, Tesla, PayPal, ArcG. There's so many what I consider like almost guaranteed opportunities that I struggle to be super interested in something like this. Also, what was the this thing probably doesn't even have a PE anymore. No, the forward PE is 125. So they've got to have. So I think you have time to think about this one. I'll just say that. I think you have time to think about it. That's my take on it. Can you please look? Okay, so let me go back up because I'm losing a few here. Can you please look at AEHR? I can. Let me look real quick here. And in a little bit, we'll probably do this for another 15 minutes at least. And then maybe. We might go to 10. We'll see. See how excited I get. But I do need to get that Discord built. Negative 25% revenue growth year over year. That's interesting. Forward PE is 41. Current PE is 10. So they've taken a hit. They had a large net income in one quarter, but their revenues have been dropping. That's weird. Their cash is meh. Their operating expenses aren't really doing anything, diluting shareholders, kind of on and off between positive cash flow and negative. What are their estimates? Kind of flat. Up, but flat. They've done a little bit of buyback recently, just a hair, but they were really selling this company hard in 2021 and 2022 and 2023. Insiders were getting the fuck out. You got 18%, 18.5% short interest for float. You got, I don't know, it's not bad for revenue per employee, but, and I gloss over a lot of these. I should probably go over more of them. I just go over the ones I know really well. Operating leverage, again, it looks a little bouncy. It doesn't look bad. But stock-based comp, 4.66%. If there was strong growth, what neutered these guys? What do they do? Semiconductors, Fremont, California. So I think they probably got a nice. Did they get a nice ride? July 2023 shot up hard. I don't know. This thing could go up. It just depends on what the company does. I don't like the forward PE. It looks ugly. Well, I mean, it's not great. 41 is a little rich. It's not like a deep undervalued play like I normally really like. That's my take on this one. Maybe it becomes better in the future. Maybe you have information that indicates why it's going to do really good. More info. Oh, Kamal has more info about that Evercore one. He says they're inflecting to cash flow positive in the next few months. They haven't even tapped 2% of the VA market. So a lot of leg room to grow. 2% of the VA, the veterans market? Is that Jesus, dude? And they're doing that, and that's not even. What do they have in public markets? Do we know what their penetration is in that? Fuck, dude, you're getting me excited. Stop it. I don't want to sell anything. Stop it. No, that's exciting, dude. TMF is up today. Our bond's starting to pop. I mean, again, I don't care about TMF right now, but I'll take a look. Like I said, I'm very interested. No, they're down 2.5%. So this is what I see happening, guys. I could see the Treasury is starving out the long end of the curve, which the long end of the curve is definitely a 20-year bond, and this is a 3x multiplier to that has theta decay, because of rebalancing daily. So this thing can suffer greatly. So TLT might not do that bad. TLT might act like cash. TLT might just chop sideways for a while. But the TMF is guaranteed to go down if TLT chops sideways. And if TLT does what I think it does, and it goes back to peak volume and tests at 93, then TMF could lose, a 3x multiple, actually more than 3x, because of the theta decay. It could lose 4x, depending on the timing over the next 3 to 6 months. So I don't think TMF is a good idea. I would stick with TLT, and I would dollar into that as you make a bunch of money in the next, maybe a quarter or two from now. That's my take on that. Kamawa is likely in the coming years. We'll tag you on X post after the live. Cool. Yeah, do that. And again, when I get the Discord up and running, if you join that, I'll definitely be creating one for Evercore. So even if you're not alpha or a whale that can create one of those, that can create a category underneath the stock section, you'll still be able to add to it. So if you just did the $5 a month, you'll be able to add to it and get all access to all the info. And you could always, if you're contributing more on here, you could always lower that amount. Tesla Future, because I'll get more the other way anyway, right? Hey, Tesla Future. Hey, Jesse, I thought I would come back to HIMS. Looking at the graph is bouncing. Yeah, let's look at it. I think it could go back to recent highs. What do you think about the graph? Yeah, we can take a look. I will pull up fundamentals real quick, and then we'll look at HIMS on the graph. And again, thank you everybody to the 290 plus people that were here. If you guys haven't hit the like, please hit it. Again, subscriptions look great for these guys. I love that they've got a subscription model. I love that net orders are still going up. I love average order value. Revenues are going up. Their net income positive. Their cash flow positive in a good way. Free cash flow is 47 million last quarter, off of 315 in revenue. These guys have proven people wrong a bunch of times. I remember my buddy Adam talking about these guys ages ago. Wish I would have listened to him back then. The only thing I don't like is operating expenses. They don't scale quite as much as I'd like. I do like the R&D. I don't love the S&M and the G&A. I don't like a bunch of administrative and just costs. But it's a physical business too. There's probably automation they can do to drive it better. The forward PE is 40 though, so it's kind of rich. Even though these guys are great and their revenues are still going to go up, their EPS still looks like it's increasing a little bit. And we'll look at the ticker in a second. They're not selling out. Insiders aren't like, we should get the fuck out. So they've got confidence in this company, and they dialed in a big way in 2021. Love to see that. Love institutional ownership going up. The short percentage is out of whack. So could we see a swing on this thing? 17% short interest on this bitch does not make sense to me. This metric appears to be broke. Alejandro, if you're here. And Alejandro, guys, he was on an interview with Haley just the other day. I should actually, let me see if I can pull that up here. Do I have her? Haley Eilich. Oh, yeah, there we go. Haley Ike. I love her too. I think she's a sweetie, and I love a British accent. So, but she did an interview. I don't know if she's got that on here. Oh, maybe it's just on YouTube. She did an interview with my boy Alejandro, and that was really cool to hear him speak for the first time. I don't think I've seen him on video and anything else, so I was very excited about that. But yeah, I digress. Let's go over. So HIMS, we like HIMS. We think the valuation is maybe just a hair rich, but we also think the short interest is crazy. So could this thing make a decent move in a short period of time? I do think it could. And it has fallen a decent amount. It fell 47%. That's probably a pretty good retracement. 36% down from its all-time high in the last 52 weeks as well. It could go higher, but here's the way I look at it. This thing can double. The stuff I'm talking about doing over the next 6 months to a year. Like HIMS could go up 120%. Maybe it could go up even a little higher, but I'm talking about making 1,000% on some of my investments. So 120 to 150 over the next 6 months, maybe even 200 doesn't seem that good to me. That's my thought process there. And again, it could just chop for a while. So I think there's opportunity. Like maybe if you ask me in 3 to 6 months if I like it, and it's chopped sideways to down and it's grinded above this fib and it's sitting in the 13 range or something, my response might be totally different and I might own it. Oak just bought 300 shares of CleanSpark. Didn't have a position in miners, but down 44% within the last 3 months is a nice dip. Oh, dude, big time. And CleanSpark specifically, I think it's down more than 46%, bro. CleanSpark itself is down a lot. And we'll look at some of this more later. Probably going to call it in 4 minutes here, guys. I think I'm getting near the end, unless there's something major. So, yeah, if we look at CleanSpark, guys, where it is right now, it is down 63% almost from its high in March? So in 6 months, this thing has dropped 63%. That's why I have options on it too. I've told people for a year and a half, don't fucking buy options in Bitcoin stuff. And the people who didn't listen to me got wrecked. But I'm buying them now, at least for CleanSpark. And MicroStrategy was one I was looking at, but I don't know. We'll see. Main stage. Join late. I know you plan to exit CleanSpark options in the 30s. What price do you plan to leave your spot options? My spot options. Or you mean spot? You mean spot. Oh, it's not for a while. So yeah, I plan on, I could be, I'll probably be 50 to 70% out of my options when CleanSpark gets to $33. And then I'll probably look to sell the rest. Somewhere between like that and 50, I'll sell out of my options completely. And then I don't even know if I'll buy stock at that time. I'll probably just be out. I might buy some. Yeah, I'll probably buy some just to help drive the price up. I'll buy some in my little meaningless way. I'll buy some. So I'll probably have some stock. But for the most part, I mean, if we get to 74 on CleanSpark, I would be 100% out probably. It could go higher. I still think it could go to 150. I know that sounds fucking insane, but I dial out of things way before that, guys. I'll be out of the majority of my options by 33, and then and I will buy stock with that, and then other things that might be undervalued at the time, and then by 50, 100% out of options. I'll try and get this better on my graphs. Maybe I might have to pin a few graphs at the top of like CleanSpark under the big Bitcoin section, or I'm sorry, the stocks section. Probably I'll keep it under there, but I'll probably have a couple of different charts that show like targets for different scenarios and different ways of viewing them. I don't know. I got to figure it all out. Only got so much time in the day. I'll do my best. CLIS, I am a pre-IPO vagus nerve stimulation company for stroke recovery. It works. These companies can use existing approved hardware with their own stimulation software. That's fucking cool, dude. I love hearing that. Johnsonville. Where'd you go? I lost you, Johnsonville. I lost my brats. Oh, there you are. Thought on SoFi now. I think SoFi is going to do great. What's it at today? Is it down? I don't know. SoFi, the thing I don't like about SoFi is I didn't have a good options play. Maybe that gets better. Maybe it grinds for a while. I mean, it's above the .618. It could tread here for a little bit before it goes higher. I think it's a good stock. And the fibs are really the biggest contact points because we're above peak volume now. We don't have any daily gap fills, I don't believe, on this one. What else? Let me see here. Hey, Jesse, best book on technical analysis? Me. Honestly, there's a few different people I like. I don't like them all the time for a lot of things, but some of the things they're good at teaching you, like understanding fib is important. I think I learned some of that from a guy called Crypto Kirby, even though his targeting and he's not as good as me. But he does talk about a lot of it, so you could learn a decent amount from him. There's a guy named Mitch Ray, too. He does really good with divergences. He looks at MACD, he looks at RSI. He does really good with divergences and drawing lines on each like resistance level that you're going to hit based upon where we are over here, based upon, I think he uses fib, too. He's pretty good, too. I really liked him. And there's a few others that I learned from probably like 10 to 20 people that I consider to be really good at TA, and I try to take the best skills out of all of them. But I think I'm probably the best, and I don't know if there's a good TA book because I didn't learn that way. Kamawa, I'll definitely be on Discord. You provide a lot of value to me. I'll plan to be a whale. Oh, dude, that's huge, bro. Thanks, man. Tesla Future, thanks for your views, man. Very insightful. You're welcome. Oak, Alex, thank you, brother. I saw how far it was down, and wow, 44% in the last 3 months, 63 or something for CleanSpark. Bitcoin's about to blast off. Just sold Palantir for 4K in profits and put it into CleanSpark. I think that's probably going to be a great thing, even though I love Palantir. You gotta take the CEO's lead. When he sells $350 million, he's probably telling you we're near top. Steve, how about coin calls? I haven't looked at coin calls. Maybe we could do that later. I probably don't have enough time right now. Said I'd end this by 9:30. Alex Garcia, Oak, nice man. I did actually exactly the same play. Sold Palantir for a nice gain and moved it into CleanSpark and other Bitcoin related. I think you guys will benefit from that. I mean, could I be wrong? Yes, but the probability of me being wrong, maybe 2 to 3%, maybe less. Which I think matters. Mike Lauk, I did that as well. Yeah, so 3 of you. Wow, you guys are on board. So guys, I think we're going to call it here. It's been a pretty decent stream, I think. And I really appreciate all of you guys. I love you. I got to finish the, no hedging positions currently, Jesse? No, not right now. No, TLT would probably be my closest hedge. It would be like it would be a source of funds where if the markets start to fall apart, the Fed and Treasury, even under Kamala Harris, will have ways of trying to force people into longer dated securities. So I think that might be a good option. But there's other things that I will be hedging into. We'll be doing a lot of hedging strategy. We probably won't talk about that until the Q1 of 2025. Then we'll be talking a lot more about hedging. Again, I was talking about hedging a long time ago, and I actually made money off of Starbucks. I can't remember. I don't think I did on Amazon, but Starbucks was one I made money off of, and I can't even remember the others. It's been so long. But yeah, we'll find hedging strategies. We should just do it at the top, not at the bottom. We shouldn't do it at the bottom. That's my take. Anyway, Oak says, Mike, nice. I'm glad. All learning how to rotate her anyways. Bob S says, here's an FU for the algo. Yeah, that works. Do it afterwards in the comments too. Be like, fuck YouTube. Hi, Jesse. Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy. This was fun. Let's go out. We're making a lot of money today, so I think we probably need to do an all-time high. We're going to do an all-time high. Peace out, guys. Love you. Take it easy. Bye.
Well, you know what time it is. Whew. We back, baby. Bitcoins, shitcoins, or NFTs. There's no greater feeling than hitting that sweet.
Old time high in this bitch. Watch it pump to the sky. We just buy and get rich. Old time high in this bitch. Watch it pump, baby. We just buy and get rich. Run it back. We back in the black. We back in the green. Got the team all around me. We rowdy and causing scenes. Where you been? Grab a cup, baby. Come and take a sip. Oh my bad, yo, what's up? Man, you didn't buy the dip. Oh, that's rough. Oh, that's tough. Oh, that's really gotta suck. Only problem that we got is that we didn't buy enough. Man, I joke. Man, I kid. Know exactly what we did. Now we pull up in the whip. Cause we just hit. Old time high in this bitch. Watch it pump to the sky. We just buy and get rich. Old time high in this bitch. Watch it pump, baby. We just buy and get rich. Got my family on the phone, they asking what they should buy. I say a time machine to take you back to when I was trying to get you buying on the low instead you trying to buy high. I guess it's time for me to sell this shit and wave it goodbye. Like sayonara, I don't wanna be stuck there with the bag. Don't be mad, I'm just saying I'm taking some of the cash that we stacked up, baby, cause we out of here. As we blast up straight into the stratosphere. Right through the old time high in this bitch. Watch it pump to the sky, we just buy and get rich. Old time high in this bitch. Watch it pump, baby, we just buy and get rich. Old time high in this bitch. Watch it pump to the sky, we just buy and get rich. Old time high in this bitch. Watch it pump,